Hey guys, Will Cisco here from MTGO Drafter. Just bringing you another Kaladesh draft. I'm on a bit of a losing streak, so hopefully this will turn it around. Like I said in an early video, I think really talking through each of my options, looking through my picks carefully like you do in your commentating, really helps me just think more critically during drafts. So hopefully that helps me out here. This first pick, I think most would say the pick is Renegade Freighter. Leaves you flexible in colors. One of the best commons in the set. Personally, I'm deciding between that and the console, just because I think the console is just so powerful. Yes, it's two colors as a first pick, but it also just destroyed me in my last draft, so that's probably adding to the reason that I think I want to take it. And I think I am going to pick up the console. Maybe force myself black-white, but I could also splash one of the colors and go from there. Alright, second pick here. Got some good cards, nothing in color. Servant is just a solid uncommon card. Also would help with some mana fixing. Welding Sparks is also, like the Freighter, one of the best commons in the entire set. Sky Skiff, very solid as well. I'm leaning towards the Sparks, but I'm not sure if that's the right pick. This one I'm very hesitant about. Probably the reason I should have taken the Freighter, obviously. But I'm going to go Sparks. I think it's the most powerful. Lately, I've found a lot of success in three-color decks, whereas I've been kind of avoiding them in this set for the most part. Actually, I'm talking myself out of it. I really like the Servant. Just a solid 2-drop with mana fixing. You really can't go wrong. Not to mention ramp ability. So let's take the Servant and see how it goes from there. Fairly late Freighter. Malphite Squad, solid black common. Scrap Heap, I think, is just a good card that I probably can't pass. People seem more down on it than they did when the set started, but it's still just a good 2-drop, especially if you're going aggressive, which we could be with the console. But even if we're not, you know, just a consistent attacker that you can bring back from the dead. It's never bad. Though I am thinking about the Freighter. I don't know if I want to pass the second one here. Just a really solid common. Helps us with our color scheme. I'm on the fence. I am feeling very indecisive. I think I'm going to go with the Scrounger. Just a good black card. I like the module a lot, but it doesn't seem like we're headed in that direction, at least not yet. Built to last, solid trick if I want to stay in colors. I'm leaning towards the Hunt the Week. There's a decent chance we play green, and we don't have any removal yet. Though the safe pick might be Lawless Broker. It's the color we're most in so far. And Cobra's not a bad card either, though I don't know if I want to pick that now. I'm going to take the Hunt the Week and hope we stay in green. Here I think the pick is the Marauder. We already got one counter generator, but I think it's just a good card. Like 3/4 for a 2/2 flyer with lifelink can only be so bad. If you get a few synergies going with it, it can be a really powerful card. It's another one that blew me out in the last draft. Just came in, made it a 6/6 flyer with lifelink, and obviously the match didn't last much longer than after that. So I'm going to take the Marauder. Other possibilities here would be the Aetherborn, solid Fabricate card. I think a little underrated in this set, actually. Built to last, already talked about. Solid tricks. Harrier, can't go too wrong with the 3/4 flyer for 5 mana, but I'm going to take the Marauder. It's a trend I've been noticing a lot lately, just a ton of blue by the end of packs. Thought I could take advantage and go heavy blue last draft, but it didn't come out too well. That being said, these aren't anything special. all the blue cards here, really, though. I like the Serpent a lot. I'm going to take the Broker. If I can cut black for the rest of this pack, I can maybe look at a green-black with a white splash, or just green-black. And the Broker's just a solid card. Trades with a lot of good cards in this set, and it gives you a +1/+1 counter, which goes with our Marauder synergy. Alright, what do we have here? Insidious Will, I think, is a really powerful card that obviously is not going to fit in this deck. Appetite for the Unnatural, one of the best naturalized effects we have in Kaladesh. But I'm looking more at the Malphite Squad. Just a solid card for our creature base. Gives us the counter if we want to have it for the Marauder. Gives us a token if we just need that, depending on the game situation. Live Fast, I think, is a good card too, but so far we don't have any energy synergies, so I'm going to take the Malphite Squad. Nothing exciting here. Yeah, nothing that's going to make our deck, hopefully. No, we've got a couple artifacts we might see playing, so I'll take the Arrow just in case things get weird and we go blue. No problem taking the Pillar Bug. People don't seem to like to play it very much, but I think one normally makes my deck if I have it. Just gonna help out in some close situations in games. Here I think I will take the Live Fast. We don't have many non-creature spells, so it doesn't hurt. Take one now. Might not necessarily end up playing it if I don't end up with any way to spend the energy, but don't mind leaving him for now. I like the Scavenger more than most people do, as kind of a top of the curve for these sorts of decks. That being said, though, I think Built to Last is just more powerful, and probably won't play it if we just splash white, but if we get more white cards in the next couple packs that we want to play, it's just a good trick to have. Yeah, take another one for now. Probably won't play both. Nothing good here. Rare Draft. You know, I like that we're still kind of flexible enough to pivot if we get some bombs to open the second pack. Could lean black and really play any second color for now with the splash. Interesting pack. Chief of the Foundry, really powerful card. Architect, though, is one of the best rares. I'm a little hesitant to go with that over the Chief just because we don't have a ton of energy creation right now. Really, this is only remarkable if you have either solid sink for your energy or if you're just going heavy energy and get obviously one's enough, but sometimes even multiple beast tokens. I think I am going to take it, though. It is early enough where we can really prioritize energy the rest of the draft, and it's just such a powerful card when it works. Let's see, with the Chief right now, what would we have? We'd have the one token from the Fabricate, we would have the Pillar Bug and the Scrounger, so not bad. But I just think Architect is the safer pick here. Punished right away for not taking that Chief with the Marionette Master. But I still think it's just too good of a card to pass. Yeah, I really like Iron Lake Siege a lot, but obviously it doesn't compare to a Fabricate 3 with the Marionette Masters. Benefit as well, that life drain. So I think we gotta take it. Our deck's kind of caught between two worlds. We've got token generation, we've got counters with the Marauder and the Hunt the Weak. We have got artifacts kind of going on. and of obviously the energy is the one recently that we need to prioritize. So it's kind of hard to see where the focus is going to be, which is a little worrying. But we'll just kind of where these packs take us. This pick here, I'm tempted to take the freighter. I like the fairgrounds though a lot. Maybe that would push us towards counters, which obviously goes nicely with the marauder, with the Malphus, with the Hunt the Weak. Nothing here for energy creation except for another live fast, but that'll probably wheel. I think I'm gonna go Trumpeter, which might surprise some people. Hunt the Weak, solid removal. Freighter's just a good card, but I want to kind of try to find a focus here, and counters might be it. Yeah, another good pack for us that gives us a tricky pick. Pima Outrider, just really powerful common, helps in either the counters or the token generation, depending on what makes more sense at the time. Pillarbug, solid card. Broker, I like the counter in our deck, same with the Subtle Strike, but Eliminate the Competition, just obviously too strong, I think. I have seen this change states of so many games. And we've already got a few ways to create some servos, which obviously pairs really nicely with this. But even without them, this can just be a really powerful card. Even as in certain situations, just your weakest for their best creature can be enough to change the whole game. Let alone your 3 weakest, your 4 weakest for their entire board. So we got to take the Eliminate. Animation module is interesting in our deck. It's nice that it kind of combines two disparate themes we have going on, where we can turn some counters into servos and kind of pair those synergies, which I think would be really nice actually in this deck. Nothing else in color that's interesting. Harry, if I wanted to branch more into white, but nothing that's going to make me pass up a shot at kind of creating an interesting deck. These are a little scary always, these sorts of decks we've got going on, just because they can be pretty slow. So it's easy to kind of get blown out of the water, but it can be very, very powerful if it gets going. This pack here, I think it's between the Hunt the Weak and the Pima Outrider. It's always hard for me to pass up some of these Foundry Inspectors because they just seem so good. 3 mana for a 3/2 already solid, and then 1 less the rest of the game. Drafted early or played early, and you have a lot going on. But not so much in our deck. So between the Outrider and the Hunt the Weak, let's see how we're looking at removal. We really just have the Hunt the Weak. So I think I'm going to take that. It might be the wrong pick. Pima's a really good card, but I guess we have the Eliminate too. I am going to take the Pima. I just think it's too good. 2 options here, I believe, would be the Die Young or the Ballista Charger. We could use the energy from that Die Young to aid in that Architect game plan we've got going on. And wouldn't mind the removal here. Don't have any cheap removal. So let's pick up this Die Young. Here, I was already kind of hyping up the Scavenger as an underrated card, and it is. But we don't have any sort of neutralize effect going on, so I'm going to stick that Appetite in our sideboard. Interesting. Could pick up our Scavenger now. But now that we have 1 6-drop, I'm less tempted to. It seems a little late to push for the Self-Assembler, but I think I am going to do it. It would fit really nicely into our curve if we got a second one. And I don't think Scavenger is good enough to kind of not give us a shot at this, so put one in for now. If we get a second, we will definitely play both. Scavenger here, not necessarily going to stick in our deck. Interesting, we've seen 3 in a row, but I'll stick it at the top of our curve for now. Nothing interesting here. Prowler, if something goes wrong, we really need a high-end creature, though not likely to play it. I think I'm going to take the Puzzle Knot. I think maybe I don't play these enough. It just does so little, but the energy could be big for us if we go that route. don't have any tricks, so I think I will actually leave the Courage in our deck for now, but definitely eager to remove it if better cards come around. Let's see, what are we hoping to open up here? I don't know. Midnight Oil is interesting. I think it's a really powerful card. People seem kind of down on it. At least I don't see it very often. Maybe that's just because it's a rare, but I would expect to see it more the amount I play. And almost any time I've got on the board, it's just done huge things for me. In my mind, the pick is between Midnight Oil and Attune with Aether, though the Dune Operative is not bad in our deck. I'm kind of talking myself out of my first thought. I think I am going to go with the Midnight Oil. It's just the most powerful card. Attune with Aether is kind of nice. It pairs really nicely with the Architect and gives us a couple mana or a couple energy right away if we get it out early. What does the Architect take? 8. I'm going to go with the Midnight Oil. I think it's just a really good card. And I kind of like it here. We've got a lot of 2 and 3 drops in our hand, or, you know, a lot of 3 drops mainly. Because it kind of prevents you from getting that life drain hurting you. Interesting pick here. I'm looking at the Outrider again. I'm looking at the Armorcraft Judge. Bruiser, not so much. I think it's a little overrated. And the Dynavolt. I want to go Dynavolt and just go big energy, but it seems too risky with all the other kind of many things we've got going on already. Let's see what we've got in terms of instants and sorceries. Can I not sort by separate non-creature spells anymore? Is that not a thing? Either way, we've got the Courage. We might not play the Die Young. Got to Live Fast, 2 Hunt the Weeks, and the Eliminate, but some of those, like the Eliminate, it's like if we can play that, we're already looking good, so we don't need its synergies around it. I think I'm going to take the Armorcraft. It pairs nicely with things like the Module, the 2 Hunt the Weeks, the Fabricates we've got going on, and that Fairgrounds Trumpeter. So I'm going to take the Armorcraft Judge here. I think this is an easy pick. I like the Broker and the synergies it gives us with the counters, but Riparian Tiger is just too good. Fits nicely. We don't have many 5-drops, or no 5-drop creatures if we don't play this Self-Assembler. And it gives us energy at the same time, which helps us there. So yeah, pick that up for sure. Interesting pick here. Let's see. Fabrication Module. It's very tempting. Pick that up, pair so nicely with the Animation Module, as well as, you know, we've got a fair amount of energy creatures. We could just, if we get that Architect out, every mana it's just giving us a counter. And then also a Servo if we got this at the same time. I think I am going to have to pick it up here. Die Young I like a lot in our draft. I don't mind having another one. Energy and removal at the same time. Interesting pick here. I think the Hub's a good card in our deck, but probably not good enough to pick it over something with Death Touch. This can really help you out, especially in these sort of decks where you kind of need some time to get things moving with the modules and everything else. Can kind of discourage your opponent from attacking with his larger creatures. Can give you the time you need sometimes. So I'm going to take the Cobra. Nothing I'm too interested in right here. I'll take the Wanderer for now. I don't think I'm going to play it since we have plenty of 4-drop creatures. And if we're getting a card out on turn 4, I would expect mana to be okay. Don't see us playing 2 Ornamental Courages, and in fact, I'm going to take the first one out now just to kind of see more of the sure things we've got in our deck. Night Market going the sideboard. Yeah, not a lot for us in the end of this pack. Let's see, I could leave it here. Anything else I was kind of hoping to take out? I don't really want to play the Scavenger, though I don't mind at the top end, especially because the Marionette doesn't give you a big body. Let's see if we get anything these last couple picks. Yeah, I think, I don't know, I think our deck has a lot of really powerful cards, and a lot of synergies at the same time, but there's a lot of kind of separate themes like I keep coming back to that I'm a little worried about. Like, I think a lot of people might say, like, this isn't the deck for the Scrap Heap Scrounger. It's just not going to be fast enough or aggressive enough to warrant its inclusion, but at the same time, I think it's just a powerful enough card that, especially considering all our alternatives on the sideboard, I think it's going to make the cut. Alright, so let's take a look here. Let's see. Things I'm considering. I don't see anything that gives us a thought to splash. I love the Brawler, but, you know, I'm not going to splash for a 2-drop creature. That's really only powerful if you get it out early. Yeah, so the only things I'm considering are probably Prowler going in, maybe instead of the Scavenger. Let's get these out of the way. Though, Woodweaver's interesting, but I don't think we have enough energy sinks to really want to play something like this. I don't know, I'm kind of talking myself into it, actually. If I get that out with the Architect, 8 or 6 energy in a couple turns is really powerful. So I think I will actually play this. I think I'm going to stick that in. I don't know if I've ever played the Woodweaver's puzzle map before, so this will be a little interesting. Let's see, what else does that help us with? Die Young it helps us with, and I've got 2 of those. So yeah, I'm going to give that a shot. The Campbell, I do want to splash. I really like this card, so I'm going to leave it in. But I definitely can't do 16 mana if I'm splashing white. Probably should do 18, but I don't know. I think with our deck, if we get to 4 mana, we're solid. I'm tempted to just go 17, even with the white splash. I'm going to take out the Scavenger. If we face an opponent that gets us that has just some big bodies that we need to deal with, I might put it back in, though. I think I'm feeling good enough with this Tiger, with the Eliminate the Competition, the 2 Hunt the Weeks, that we can kind of deal with some of those bigger threats. I'm kind of liking this as it is. 13 seems a little low for this type of deck in terms of creatures, but we generate some servos with either Fabricate or with the animation module. I think we could be fine in that respect as well. Let's see here. I'm gonna go 8 and 8. I want that extra forest mana to hopefully get that Servant out there and give us some mana fixing. Otherwise, I think I'm okay with this. We have the 1 plus the Servant. I think I'm okay with for the Caramel, because we get either one out before it. That'll be playable, no problem. So let's do this and call the draft a day. I'll be back in a minute, or in the next video, with round 1. So, see how this goes.